Let's show them what a squad trained by what? Bultrocus was as great a soldier and led by the coldest nightmare can do. The last of Sisters Orignium arts. Frost Orignium, ready to lose. Nesty, we're coming! Yeeties! Please? Are you trying to stop them? I'm pretty sure they're not listening to you.
Everyone, let's roll out.
Okay. I'm just
Ready
going
for
to
Overwatch.
turn the fight first. I'm just going to catch them from the south. Oh, that might be too much for her. But it's fine. I could just shoot. Quite problematic. And the dog actually managed to beat my Duran? Shoot! Shoot!
I'll cover our retreat. Thrust.
Push.
Violated the fire regulation.
Oh no! What
I'm
is
sorry
up
I
with this
failed you,
freeze
Inspector
effect?
Doberman.
Can barely keep
Time
up.
for business. You have violated the fire regulation.
No! Shaw!
I'm fine.
That he was the
Get it together,
faster!
everyone.
Oh.
And blast.
It's fine. It's fine.
Whew. I'm ready. Please let me give it a try. Got
It's
it.
fine. It's all under control.
Burn him up. Don't panic. I have everything I need to know in my notes. Here.
Everything is under control. Just worry about the spider.
Understood.
Worst case is just worry about the spider. Push them back towards Plum. Plum can handle it.
A fight.
More heal.
Natures us all.
Her.
Take aim.
There are so many spiders! What's up with that? Oh my god!
Ready?
Oh my god!
Understood. I'm right here to find out what you're thinking. A fight? All right. Safe landing.
Oh my god, please.
There you
No!
are.
No! No!
Let me
No! Don't! Don't you dare! Don't you freaking dare! Okay! Okay!
like a wave.
Of course they would try to swarm us in the end! Of course they would! God. What's this? Another break? It's 6:14, huh? No light without fire. Yes, there's definitely no light without fire. She has never forgotten about a certain place. Who is she? Hey! Wake up! Wake up! Huh? Wake up! Come on! Come on, Adam! Bring warm water! That? Huh? Oh, she's alive! Great, she's alive! Thanks, the ancestors! Adam, move it! That? That? Yes, I'm your dad. Yes, I'm dad, certainly. Don't sleep. Don't sleep. Hold Daddy's hand and don't let go. Dad, I'm so cold. Don't sleep, my daughter. Just stay with us. Her body temperatures keep dropping. Mishka, do something. No way to tilt the flow. It's cold. Daddy, I'm so cold. Daughter, my daughter, come on, hold on. Daddy, don't ever leave me again. Huh? 10:48 p.m. AM, I mean. Ruins of Chernobyl, District 14. Upper superstructures level. Is this after the fall? Might be after the fall. Hey! Wake up! Come on! I'm awake. You didn't kill me while I was unconscious. Is that confidence or something else? Well, this sort of thing has happened before, hasn't it? Wait, can I really do that? Didn't have a choice. I think I'm just going to stay quiet. In any case, you didn't. Huh? Probably because you've been talking in your sleep. Yeah. No, she's quiet. I'll take that as a sign that you've shown mercy. Now, if I don't kill you, I would call that returning a favor. Have you explored our surrounding? Couldn't find a way out of it, could you? Looks like we won't be able to leave this place for a while. My father, as I called him, is named Bulturkaste and was once an officer in the Ursus military. But my real father has died a long time ago. As a child, I vaguely remember a man taking a crossbow to protect a woman, and the woman took me in her arms and stopped the second volley of bolts with a spine. So you've witnessed it with your own eyes. I couldn't even comprehend what was happening at the time, and this memory just happened to never fade. As for what really has happened, it was my grandmother who told me all about it. Well, later. When I pressed my grandmother for the meaning of that vision, she had no more excuses to tell me. They were your real parents, and they've died protecting you. The funny thing is, I don't know them at all. I don't have any sort of memories of them in my mind, other than that vision. My own parents were just forgotten. It's hard for me to even say I have any feelings for them. So I guess your grandmother has raised you? Half and half. The other half was the blood of the Ursus infected. What? Oh? Well, I was born in a mine to the northwest of the tundra. The mine was small and remote, not really a part of any city, and there with no settlements around. There was nothing to see but snow all year around. This mine was hell, built only to spread death and slavery. There are countless such mines in the snowy plain. My birth parents were miners in that hellish pit. My grandmother stayed with me through my earlier years of learning to speak, but never really told me what crimes my parents have committed to be sentenced to a mine of labor. Later, when I was a little older, I asked around in the mine and learned that both of my parents had opposed the Emperor's wartime plan. Their arrest was also an accident. The bottom two lines of the arrest warrants were blank, so the sergeant in charge of the search haphazardly copied the name of the door plates. Without trial, my parents lost their name and moved from their warm little town to the cold Nordlands to serve a century-long sentence. Of course, no one would even live to see that, let alone ever leave alive. My grandmother was sentenced to the mine together as a harborer of criminals and moved with them. In fact, all the miners there had a very similar experience. Naturally, both of my parents contracted a party down there as well, as all the miners did. Now, even if you were to escape this mine, no one would believe a word that you've said. You're just an infected person after all. The most horrible, vicious, and extreme of the Oripati patients. However, the overseer of the mine, a certain Ursus military garrison, believed that the natural death rate of the infected was still too slow. They drew draws to decide the fates of the Oripati sufferers, killing them for fun and sport. Maybe it was the miner that drove them crazy, rather than the snow themselves, and maybe the infected didn't really count as humans in their eyes. When I was 5, my parents drew the Black Lodge. When I was 10, my grandmother drew the Black Lodge. When I was 11, I drew the Black Lodge myself. But it didn't matter. They didn't care about the lottery anymore. They just wanted to abandon the whole mine. By that time, all the adult infected in the mine had died out, and the Emperor's new policy had left the mine starved of people. Under order, the Ursus Overseer prepared to go ahead and execute the last of the infected. The few sick children. Afterwards, they would collapse the mine to serve as a mass grave for the infected, in order to cover up their sins. I learned later, in my travels, that they do this all the time. I was sad. I was in pain. I had broken a lot of ore. I lived without the kids in the mines. We loved each other, and we were all going to die for nothing. A strong feeling hatched in my chest. The death of both of my parents and my grandmother played vividly in my mind. When the execution started, my art erupted from within me, killing the 4 soldiers carrying out the execution. Of course, I didn't have the power to turn things around. The children were mere cattle to the Overseer, who, as the soldiers, carried sharp blades and wore solid armor, and we were just like bugs who just managed to sting them a little. The cries of my sibling reached my ears just as they knocked me to the ground, and the final wave of slaughter was about to begin. The guerrilla band has arrived. Oh, the deer skull. That was Bultror-Kati's team. All the Ursus soldiers guarding the infected on the northern tundra have dreams, and the squad is their worst nightmare. Kinda seem proud of them. If I could be, I would. They killed every last executioner right before us, and the infected children in the mine were able to escape. It's just, well, the blood of my less fortunate companions and that of the dead soldier flowed together and crystallized into ice on the inhumanely white ground. And I realized something in that very moment. These Ursus soldiers were just following orders at first. They shared the same blood as us. Words and stories and fabricated animosity planted a root of cruelty and indifference in their bodies. It was Ursus that turned them into this. What? Please, do me a favor. In the left pocket of my jacket, there's some candies. Take one. You can also take one for yourself if you want to try it. Sure. I'm gonna take 2 candies. Amaya would like to try one as well, probably, if that's fine. Oh, it looks like you got a taste for snacks after all. Yeah. Just a warning though, the sugar may be completely different from anything that you've ever had before. But life is short. You should try something new at times, right? Wait, then what is it? Please put a candy in my mouth, carefully, and do not touch my skin. Like this? From my fingertips to my neck, I am paralyzed. I can only move from the neck up. But I can still freeze you instantly, even with the slightest bit of movement of my tongue. So don't worry, if you have offended me, you'll be dead soon enough. I see. Well, here you go. Have some candy. Thank you. Well, I'm gonna eat my candy as well. It tastes horrifically spicy. Is it ingwer? Oh, it might be ingwer. And the look on your face. Sorry, I couldn't resist teasing you a little bit. I've made that joke so many times that no one has fallen for it for a while. Now, at last, I saw a chance. Sorry, I just couldn't help myself. Why do you eat stuff like this? Because I'm cold. I told you to be careful, right? Because even if you touch just the tiniest bit of my skin, you will get severe frostbites. If you had touched me before, I would have been able to tell by your reaction. But you didn't. You didn't even try to kill me. Well, this phenomenon is beyond the account of external academia sources. My cold goes beyond the winter itself. The heat from the outside world cannot penetrate the bitter cold that surrounds my body. I love hot drinks though, because I can feel warmth of the drink as the hot stream slits down my esophagus and into my stomach. Is your body completely unable to generate any sort of heat? But sadly though, my inside gets burnt by the hot drinks. The only pleasure I have left is the mixture of alcohol and stimulating spices, with a little candy, if you can call it that. This warm feeling, even if it is only a brief illusion, brings me a bit of comfort. Sorry for teasing you earlier though. So, you just said that it was cold before. Do you still feel cold? Oripati has created this horrible body of mine. At that moment, however, Boltakas tea held my ice-cold body that had never known warmth close to his chest. He didn't care at all that I had frozen his unarmored arms to the point of partial necrosis. I'm not sure it was the emotion that he was feeling at the time that infected me or not, but I stayed awake and survived in the end. So, Boltakas tea has become your father then? He's my whole family. As a young child, it was all that I had left. Like I said, I don't remember much about my birth father. Subconsciously, I did indeed thought of the huge beast as my real family. Well, it's kinda hard to say. It's just that, despite of his appearance, he's sentimental and stubborn in places. And isn't it funny that such a man used to be a killing machine for Ursus? It's not funny, is it? I can't even laugh either myself. He was once a war hero of Ursus who retired to a certain city, stayed in his old age. A soldier of Ursus? But now he's fighting for the infected? If you don't take Ursus at their words, you will see that he's in good company. Although, there's only one that the infected would call Patreon. His wife died young, and he survived by his son. By the way, he is a Sarkas, from the most vicious Sarkas clan at that. Still, his son became a scholar, a Wendigo scholar, perhaps the first in the history of Ursus. But Docrates contracted Oripati during his last battle. His men helped him hide his illness, and he had even hidden everything from his own son. He didn't want to drag his own son down with him, only to die in some dark corner of the world because of this disease. However, during the Great Rebellion, his son was campaigning for the rights of the infected, long out of touch with his father. The son still sees him as Ursus' puppet. And he was. They commanded him to keep order in his own ranks at all costs. He allowed the soldiers to use their weapons. Conflict erupted, and corpses piled in the snow drifts. That is who he was. Then he saw his son on the street, his body by then completely cold. I wonder if he has thought of his son when he hugged me. His son fought for the infected in his own way, and Buldorkasti believed he had killed his own son. His team has left with him, and since then, the Northwest Tundra has had a guerrilla force that strikes fear into the hearts of Ursus who dare to abuse the infected again. The old beast never said a word of any of this to me. He probably does think of me as his daughter, but I also want him to tell me this stuff as well, in his own words, to me. I learned it all from his man, but Buldorkasti himself won't really speak to anyone. That monster of a stubborn old man with a fragile and courageous heart. His team has passed through many minds before saving us children. The kids in these 4 camps weren't as lucky as us. They found their bodies buried in the collapsed mines, and the company of soldiers that carried out execution were nowhere to be found. What did they find in me? Affection? Redemption? Well, maybe a little psychological comfort. I'm not really sure. Is coughing and eternal bleeding also a symptom of your infection? Beside of the cold? Probably. Maybe. Probably it's just a result of me overusing my arts though. It's gotten pretty intense today, you see? This sort of thing has only happened once before. Unconsciously, general paralysis and the inability to move around when conscious have all happened before. I know my own body. Well, I guess you can't really use your arts again. It is way too risky. Oh, are you going to fight me now? Rodeo Isle. What do I even call you? Well, you can call me what the rodeo operators do. I mean, Dr. Ray? Let's see. I admit that you rodeo eyes can fight, but I still don't trust you. Not to mention the fact that you're supposed to be a pharmaceutical company. Yeah, we don't really act like that right now, but we try to help. We're doing a lot of things, you see? What happened outside of combat is none of my business. I watch you fight in Chernobyl. You have a strong stance. Something that I've confirmed with my own eyes. But I can't really judge your character. I heard that Alex died at your hands though. It makes me doubt your path. Now, I can't let you leave Chernobyl and cause more harm to Reunion's infected. But you're actually willing to listen so much of my crap. I'm going to assume that you're not exactly as the other infected have described. Maybe they're just scared. Who wouldn't be afraid of the one who brings death upon them? Dr. Ray, are you scared right now? Yes, because you can actually kill me in a second. I'm not a fighter at all. It is normal to feel fear. It means that you still have attachment to this world, and you still have stuff to do. A question I think about at all times. Am I afraid of death? I've learned that the Ursus garrison called me the Yeti Princess, the Wintry Dead. The truth is, we were just a few ragtag squads wandering the tundra, barely scraping by. My arts were powerful. I proved as much to my enemies and my teammates alike. Of course, my body, as you can see, is only that of an Oripati sufferer. I felt special, not because of my illness, but because of the feeling that my frost instilled in me. I saw my ability as a blessing, but Buldorkasti, my grumpy old fart, treated it like a curse. I couldn't feel the cold as we waded through the deep muds in the swamp. the icy water soaking my legs. The old man wouldn't let go into battle, even as the soldiers took the heavy casualties. He lit his old lamp and sat quietly at the table by himself. I think that he was crying, but I couldn't be sure. I didn't know if I should even comfort him. In my 5th years, I summoned a cold stream for the first time in the face of the enemy. One soldier was frozen in a block of ice, another accidentally fell on the block, and they both shattered into pieces. I joined the fight. The soldiers looked at me in awe. My brothers and sisters were proud of me, and the other infected, they said, "That's our big sister! She has saved all of our lives." My art actually saved anyone. The children from the mine carried the Orignium crystals that I made, and we became the Yeti Squad. Those crystals radiate my cold, and we bring frost and vengeance to the enemy of the infected. But that's really just cold. The cold of winter that won't birth a new life. Even so, I felt very lucky, for my brothers and sisters could survive. We could live in this world. Have you ever tried, or rather wanted to coexist with the others? Ordinary people, huh? What do you mean by ordinary people? The unarmed but cold-eyed citizens of Chernobyl who watched the infected being put to death, or the authors' conspiracies in the mines who take pleasure in shooting us down. Every time I think of the faces of those overseers, I grit my teeth and fantasize about slitting their throats and drinking up their blood. But I don't really hate the Ursus. As our guerrilla trucked through the snow, retreating from the valley, and were being chased by the Ursus army, it was the Ursus who had put a few cups of bright brew in their windows. The Ursus have never been cold-blooded creatures. The only enemies that I have is the Empire of Ursus, that has tormented the infected soul. I don't think of ordinary people as our enemies. Ursus who are taught to hate the infected are just ordinary people until they are blinded by that hate. It's only because enemies kill each other that we have fought as we have. That is all. I am an infected person, yes, but before that, I was a normal woman. So, what about what Reunion is doing right now? My main conflict with Budal is in his own work to protect the infected community. Reunion, first name, that infected can rely on. No matter where Reunion goes, no matter what it does, we cannot abandon it. To lose Reunion is to lose infected conviction. Fight for their conviction. That is what the old man has said. And that is what the old man believes. Why do you keep pausing like that? Because that is how he talks now. It was just a preservation of his cadence. So Dr. Ray, do you know why Rodeo Isle is a nameless pharmaceutical company? Because you can't take a stand on the world stage yet. As soon as you take that step, you will become what Reunion is now. You will go down the same road. Maybe. Can't really deny it. After a dozen of years of rolling around on the tundra, an infected woman has reached out to us as well. She said, "Come with us, or rather come with me, and let us break all of these chains." Imagine it. We met in the ruins of an old city that had become a battlefield. She was alone, carrying nothing but her roster and a book of a ledger. Even the things that she said I found impractical to the point of ridicules. But she said to us, "Come with me." She fought with us and with her strength and ideas, she became our friend. Together, we've left the snowy plains and headed for the city of Ursus. Where there was the words that she spat out after pausing to think, or the swing of her greatsword as she slashed alongside me, her power was real and plenty impressive. When the wounded needed treatment, she was there. When discussing strategies and philosophies with the infected, she was there. And when fighting against the Ursus Death Squad, she was also there. We even get to dine with some regular peoples as well, but she didn't care. There was nothing in her eyes but the pursuit of necessity. Our team grew, and so did our friendship. The people brought in were good at fighting. They were all good people. At the time, I considered her my best friend. She quietly helped me make these candies as well, even though she was terrible at it, and they tasted worse. She made a funny face as she ate them as well. Then she would force a smile at me. It was really something. She worked so hard to put on a brave face. It kinda made me laugh. Everything is so different now, though. Chernobyl was destroyed by the catastrophe. As you can well see, all the normal people here died and became newly infected. Their eyes were dead, no desires to live anymore, whatsoever. If this is what you wanted, then we never would have followed her. And in case you didn't know, here is a secret. She is planning to take over Langman. She said it won't be like Chernobyl, and that the infectors will get their own city instead of a giant ruin like this place. Would you trust someone like that? If she's acting, then she's the greatest actress the world has ever seen. But there's a thought stuck in my head. What are my chances of winning if I even were to go up against her? Once we part ways, once I find out she's been lying to the infected, or that she's been plotting against them, I will fight her. She must know the price of this betrayal. My countless deadly battles with Ursus have cleansed my mind and honed my skills. I say with the utmost conviction, even if I cannot defeat her, I will let death take her from the world alongside me. The stubborn old man wouldn't agree with me. He had fought for too long, and his old age is driving him down a path that leads only to more sacrifices. Guess you don't really agree with your father's ways then. He's strong against his enemy, and he is loyal to his friends. But he needs to stand up for them as well. He will face the reality that his friends make him weak. The old man who has believed in people all of his life, the old Kumjuran, never thinks about what to do after being betrayed. Maybe he's already taken the bitter pill. He bore of the pain of betrayal over and over again in his whole life. He's just said nothing. Whether it's an infected who had heard about a reunion and decided to join up, or an infected who feel they can get away with pretty much anything. Reunion is factionalizing, and our leaders are doing nothing to stop it. I will definitely go back to Chernobyl after the Langman business is over. This time, I have to face her. Because I'm no longer of this world. I promised my brother that I would find a home for everyone. Before I fall, I have to make good on my promise. So, why are you telling me all of this? Because the look in your eyes tell me that you're not just another executioner. Maybe, so what? Not sure if I am. Okay. So what? It's best to doubt yourself. It is the only way that you won't go through a life fanatically convinced of something. Do you hear voices outside? It sounds like they're digging above us. My body is, well, I think I can move my finger already. Thank you. For what? I didn't really do anything. Thank you for helping me pass the time. Dr. Ray, I would like to make a bet with you. Bet? If your people dig us out first, I will kill all of you in the blink of an eye. What? If my brother and sister break through first, your life ends here. Wanna bet? I would die either way! What kind of bet is that? It's going to get worse again. Back to Elite 2. Was that Elite 2? No, it wasn't. Oh no, and the crystals are back. Ah, no! Frost upon the tundra. Tornado's drones controlled by the Yeti squandrels are capable of inflicting art damage in an area upon our operators, as well as inflict more of the cold. There are cold drones now? Of course they are. I mean, come on, right? Oh, this is gonna be so painful again. This is going to be painful again.
I should bring an extra notebook. There may be lots of things out there worth
okay.
talking about.
This seems safe. Wait. That looks like a bomb.
In position.
Maybe I should use grab instead. In order to catch these bullets.
Cover me. In position.
Okay. It's not so bad. Barely did any sort of damage, but they're definitely going to freeze us.
Got it.
Keep that in mind. Uh-oh. Oh, come on! No! Oh, they're doing that again!
I'm sorry.
And they're so slow because of the cords! Heal them. Cross. Cross!
Everyone, follow me.
Oh my god, Cross! Don't do this to me. Seriously. Do not do this to me.
Just spreads the fire faster.
You're scaring me. It's way too close for my liking. Way too close for my liking, Cross.
I really hope nothing goes
Look at that! What the hell? What the actual hell?
Stand by.
Got it.
Oh! Oh!
I can't.
Okay.
Locked on.
Got a boost for the drones. Oh, are you kidding? Where did that spider sneak through?
Understood.
Ah, okay. Just a little bit more. A tiny bit more. We almost have it. We almost have it.
Got it. Wow, that's an unauthorized
Leaking
discord.
through.
Here, I hear someone crying.
They're definitely leaking through. Huh?
Here.
Build yourself up. Okay. That's good. With a healing wave. It still recovers through the frozen effect. That's good. That's really good.
Here.
Okay. Need to watch both sides carefully. More than enough DP.
Whatever you said.
More than enough DP on all fronts.
Here, I know what you're thinking.
Get everyone up.
Here I am.
Okay.
I will follow your order.
Boost my attack a little. Now all that we need to worry about are 2 more spiders! Oh my god! I hate roads! I hate roads! Huh? The 80s. It's so bad for them to all die in Langman like that. One less hope. One less legend for the infected. Move it. The LCDs are on their way. I know. There's something not quite right about your eyes. To be honest, I always thought you were a spy for Langman. And how about now? No one would believe it anyways, right? A real spy would have killed you to keep you quiet, right? I'm not worried about you killing me. Look at the state of Langman. Even if you were a Langmanian, you can't really go back, right? You would have even worse time than we did. So I'm not really anything anymore. What are you doing then? Wow. Wait, is that a flower? Oh, is this your art? It's kinda pretty. Someone has to leave them a token for respect. Token? Such dilly-dallying. Such a waste of time. I think it was well done though. I can give top marks for wiping out the entire reunion movement in the city of Langman in a singular day. Waving you is quite impressive. Taihi, have you heard of that rumor? Rumor? Oh, do you speak of way when use history? The elf not in such things. Oh, forgive me, but how do the skills of the Black Cloak compare to those of the Imperial Guards? You're overestimating them, but they do indeed have some exceptional skills. Look out! Hey, you bastards! Infected? Please. Wait, is that a wire? You don't really want to kill me, do you? You can just use your arts. I've already heard that men who use wires as weapons are all, literal all, psychopaths. Indeed, they do say that occasionally. Infected, do not interfere with official business. Take care that I lump you in with the others. Much to be done about unidentified armed units getting killed on the battlefield, now is there? We can likewise testify that you're acting in coordinations with Reunion. No, you can't. Not as long as Shen is around. You don't have the authority to investigate my partner. We are well aware that the vessel belongs to an infected countermeasure specialist. It's docked in at Langba's harbor. Superintendent Shen. This is the only reason that Miss Blaze has not yet come to harm. Then how much more do you need to see? How much more must you test the people of the city with their very lives? Speak with respect. We are assessing Langman's risk control capabilities due to the importance with which we regard you. Then forgive me, but I'll just rephrase this instead. Are you enjoying this farce? Stand down, Blaze. We do not serve these fine, upstanding individuals, and they are not with the raincoats either. Apologies, Miss Blaze. I hope I did not cause you any sort of displeasure. Very polite, but your tone definitely pisses me off. You have an ear for young speech. You've inherited much from your father, but alas, now you are nothing but an infected. Your path is rough and short. You know her? And her father? Now come. Goodbye then, Miss Blaze and Superintendent Shen. Wait! What did you just say about my dad? Stop! Blaze? Remember the mission. Right. Officer Shen, We found no traces of the enemy's commander. Which? Wait, did I read that wrong? Yeah, they haven't found any sort of traces. But they do know about Mephisto. Let Rodeo Isle handle the rest then. There's no need to rush into it. This campaign is all but over. He has to pay for the atrocity that he has committed. Then we leave it to you. Let's part ways for now. I have one more thing that I need to see with my own eyes. Wait a minute, LCD lady! What is it now? Thank you for that. I mean, back there. Well, that is all. Sure, you too. Woo! Why did you have to pick that moment to act, please? You're not the type to make mistakes at a time like this. And for one thing, I was really mad. For another, I could tell that the LGD lady, Shen, was getting mad too. She was. We also can tell which of the two sides has the right to speak yet. So I just picked the one that I like. Sorry, it won't happen again. No, please. It is my turn to say that it won't happen again. But I can't say that. At least, I cannot promise that. The Yetis. Yeah. Silly rabbit. Hey, don't pat my head like that! I need to get taller! At least, don't pat it for too long. I know. Oh, yeah. So, how do you feel? Can I help you? Who's talking to me? Oh, concerts! I was in the neighborhood. The emotional state is fluctuating. It seems that you have a deeper interaction with this reunion unit in the Schöneberg ruins. As far as I can tell, the captain of this unit did not participate in a battle. Yeah, and that means Langman won't keep chasing these infected, but Rodeo Isle is to do more. Langman won't interfere with what happens next, and you can choose not to participate. But you will participate, whether the infected is codenamed Mephisto or Frostnova. Where are you going? I have my own work cut out for me. Oh, and Dr. Ray? Don't look at me like that. Like what? Well, Maya said that Rodeo Isle still needs more trust, right? But you and I don't need trust. You need the trust of Rodeo Isle's operator, and not me. I know you too well to trust you, just like you never trusted me. At least, in the old days. Which? In the old days? What do you mean? How would I even know about the old days? You need to explain a bit further than that. Right. I misspoke. Just forget about it. Be careful in the next operation. Only the most dangerous of commanders would train such a squad of infected, who would fight to the death without even flinching. Of course, it is up to you if you want to see it through to the end. And to conserve your energy, we may not have time to rest. But the battle for Langman is over, right? It is not that simple. At least, that is what I think. Dr. Ray, from now on it is up for you to decide if you will shoulder the burden of responsibility for Rodeo Isle. Whether or not to be one worthy of the trust of Rodeo Isle's operator. Oh, Frostnova! Ma'am, you're awake! Hey, take it easy. Let me help you. I'm fine. I'm not that fragile. Still. Hey, where are you going? You can't go back there. And my brothers and sisters. You can't go back. It was for your sake that they... Don't insult my squad. They did look out for me. But it was for the infected that they gave their lives so bravely. They fought their last battle so that more of their people could live, not for the sake of any other person. See, it's getting worse. Frostnova, ma'am. Enough with the ma'am stuff. Are you calling me that because I look so weak to you? Oh. I'm sorry. It's just... They put you in our care like this and now they're gone. And I've never got to keep my promise to them either. I don't even have a chance to make amends here. Frostnova. The one slumped at the wall there. Mephisto. He's still unconscious, is he? We don't really know. It's been like that the whole time. He says nothing, it does nothing. Take him back. That's enough. Understood. And I thought you would, I'd what? I thought you would kill him on the spot. You know? There's no need for that anymore. I think I know what is happening outside of the slums. That disheartening look in his eyes. Oh? From time to time, I recall that day, 3 or 4 years ago, when he tried his very hardest to sing. Wait, he can sing, but Faust said that his throat... He tried. Just like all of us infected, that we will all someday succumb to the Oripati. We still try our hardest to live. Let the rest of his life continue to punish him. Tell me, Fenton Crossbow, was Rodeo Isle involved in that fight? Ah, yes we are! No! Do you mean... No, as far as I know, they didn't fight the Yetis. I mean, technically yes, but not exactly. So childish. Are you sure that you want to stay? They may not come after us, Frostnova. You don't really have to die here. I met a few people in the ruins, and I want to see them again. I promised them, actually. And I know that they are coming. Frostnova. Is it about the bitch? Right, I'm still alive. What happened to the bitch? Go on now, brothers. Reunion lost this battle. Just maybe, Reunion did wrong. But you haven't. You still have a chance. You can still do better. Go on now, and don't look back. Right.
Home run!
Oh god! Is he here? Is he here? Not quite! No, not quite!